Padres 10 questions here with prospect Austin Hedges of the Lake Elsinore Storm. Austin, first question, you had a strong commitment to UCLA coming out or at the end of your high school career. What made you want to go pro?
I've always had the dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player, and when the Padres drafted me, just thought it was a really good opportunity to pursue my dream, and it's definitely something I couldn't turn down.
Can you talk just a little bit about the transition it is going from high school to pro ball? It's a little bit different, bigger steps. Where are you at with that now?
Yeah, it's definitely a huge step. I think one of the biggest things is just playing every day. Actually, you're playing 2 games a week. I'm like 25 game seasons. Coming here after having to prepare yourself every single day, both before and after games. I think that's definitely the biggest adjustment.
And how have you been in terms of just the road trips? I mean, that's obviously a big thing with minor league ball, buses, long road trips, lots of games. Also a big adjustment.
Yeah, road trips are tough. It's actually nice in this league. We have a lot of commuters, which is a lot nicer than the Midwest League I was in last year. It's tough traveling on a bus for 6 or 7 hours and getting off and having to play a ball game. But, you get used to it, and, we're doing what we want to be doing, so it's not too bad.
Austin, you're considered one of the top prospects in the Padres organization. How do you just deal with some of that hype, some of that outside distractions, while also trying to get better at your game?
I try not to think about it. I think once you start thinking about that stuff is when you start going downhill. Just trying to go day by day, every day, and get better, and really not listen to the good things people say or the bad things people say.
This last spring, you were invited to Major League camp, got a few ABs. Talk about that experience and what you took from it.
That was unreal. Just being able to be in the locker room with all the big league guys, being able to learn from them, see what they do every day, how they go about themselves, how they prepare themselves for spring training to get ready for the season, and then obviously playing in the games was awesome, playing against big league guys.
And what about just handling a pitching staff? Now, that's something you do a little bit in high school, but now you're here with guys, throwing a hell of a lot harder, a lot more talented. Where are you at with that now?
I'm trying to get better every day at it. It's tough. It's probably the hardest part of catching for me right now. Trying to get better relationships with them every single day and making in-game adjustments, talking to them before and after games about what they might have seen compared to what I saw. And it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely the hardest part.
I know you've worked a little bit with Brad Osmus, who's also in the Padres organization. How has he helped you to where you are now, just in terms of your first couple of years playing pro ball?
He's been a huge help. I've been working with him since pretty much right when I signed. In the off season, spring training, instructs. He comes out, visits the ballparks a few times a year too, and he's been a huge help with not just the physical game of blocking, receiving, and all that stuff, but like we were talking about before, the relationships with pitchers, because he did such a good job in his career of calling a game and taking care of his pitching staff. So been able to learn a lot from him with that.
Pudge Rodriguez was an influence on you, one of your favorite players growing up. Is there some part of his game that you try to emulate or that you at least look to for guidance or appreciate?
I look at a lot of big league guys and try to emulate them, try to model myself after them, but definitely him growing up. The catch and throw part of catching is probably the most fun, throwing guys out. So he's one of the best ever at it. So I like to watch the way he did it and try to apply that into my game.
And if there was one aspect of your game that you could would say is your best or an area that you want to improve on, what would it be?
I think defensively has always been my best attribute. Catching, really catching and throwing has been my strong suit. But I'm just trying to get more consistent every day, whether it's catching, calling pitches, and especially at the plate too. Just trying to go out and grind good at bats in every single day.
And where would you say you are with your bat this year? Last year, kind of surprised a lot of people with the way you hit. But where would you say you are at this point in your career?
I'm pleased with the way I'm going, but I just think I'm scratching the surface. I think I got a lot of work to do, and like I said, trying to get better every day, trying to make day-by-day adjustments, and I guess just see how it goes from there.
It's Padres 10 questions with Lake Elsinore Storm catcher Austin Hedges.